Yeah. All right. Oh man, what a day, what a week. I just want to reach out to everybody and just hang out, chat, relax, just have a conversation. And I want to talk tonight about divine strategies, because I sense what people are missing most is a strategy. It's a strategy. And the strategy is more or less, it's the game plan. It's the blueprint for success. And the reason why I find that to be humorously important is because you can come across some people that will talk about, you gotta manifest, gotta speak it into an existence. And to many aspects, that is true. But what we're going to talk about today is some divine strategies that I believe that everybody needs. And so what I want to do is I want to welcome you into the chat box. I want to welcome you to make your comments. Go ahead and ask your questions to me. I prefer that this be more of a conversation that we all get to have, because if there's anything that I can leave you with right now in this moment right here, is that I want you to get your strategy together, and I want your strategy to be so well defined that it's considered a divine strategy. That's what I would like. I would like for you to develop a divine strategy. So go ahead, put your comments inside the chat box. James Laster, Master Financial Planner, CEO of Laster Financial Consultants. We're streaming live right now onto Facebook, onto YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, and we're going to have us a personal, professional conversation. No matter where you're at in your financial life, we're going to talk about divine strategies. We're going to talk about divine strategies. All right. And so what I got lined up for you is I got 10 steps, 10 things that you got to start considering right now for your own personal divine strategy. Okay. Your own personal divine strategy. I'm not going to preach to you guys tonight, but hopefully I can just open up your mind a little bit. I can just do a little bit at it. All right. 10 steps, 10 things, right? All right, so the first thing is you got a choice. Either you're going to deal with complacency and normalcy, or you're going to reset and renew. You're going to handle dealing with either complacency or normalcy, or reset and renew. What do I mean by that? Okay. Since the whole COVID-19, for some of you before, right? You were the Netflix king. You were all the movies. Some of you guys are gamers, right? Or you were just complacent in your everyday life. I'm preaching to self. You'll wake up in the morning at a certain time. Maybe you'll hit the gym, maybe not. Get the kids off to school, okay? And whatever that would lead for you, it normally tends to be something along the lines where you just got complacent. You're just, everything is normal. Everything is, you have everything mapped out and planned out, and you're spread thin. And that's the normal. That's always been your new normal. That's always how you have done things. Very complacent. That was your normal. Question, is that working for you? Is that happening for you? Is that how you planned it, or how you intended, or did you just settle that way? All right, does that line up with your goals? Does that line up with your plans? Is that how you see yourself the next 3 to 5 to 7 to 10 to 20 to 30 to 40 years? Or did you just get complacent? Right? Did you meet your goal of weight loss? Did you meet your financial goals? You want to have this amount inside of an account at this age. Did you meet your goal? Okay, what's next? Did you become complacent? Now, to many of you, you're not where you want to be, and you know that. You know that you could be doing better. You know that there's still more life in you. You know that there's still more promise in you. You know that you have so much more in you, so much more to give, so much more to receive, and you're not there yet. So it's time to reset. It's time to renew. Out with the old, in with the new. That's what a renew is, right? So don't be complacent. Don't settle for normalcy. You have to reset, renew. And that includes, maybe your job, maybe your business, maybe your relationships. I don't know. Maybe your diet. Just saying, right? You have to reset and renew to get to where you want to be. Now, I start off with that part right there. Is because that brings me to my second point, is that I want to push you to go after your purpose. What is your destiny? You see, as you look at 2022 and how things are working out, many people go, oh my goodness, inflation is so high. But all of you are still driving your car. Inflation is so high, but all of you are still shopping at the grocery store. Inflation is so high, but many people are still buying houses. What's the point? Inflation means everybody got money. Everybody has money. That's what inflation means. Everybody has money. Here's a good word for you. The year 2022 is set for prosperity. There are a lot of people becoming Bitcoin millionaires. There are a lot of people who, after 2020 and 2021, they say, you know what? I'm selling my business. So they're selling their business and making bank. There's a lot more money in rotation right now. So much money in rotation that right now there's roughly $2.4 trillion in rotation. $2.4 trillion in rotation. So I say that because I want to encourage you to push after your purpose. Each and every one of us was born with a seed. We were all blessed with something inside of us. It's our passion. And your passion leads you to your destiny. It's your passion. I love what I do. I love talking to you guys. I love sitting down talking to people and helping them work through their issues. I'm not there yet. But I'm passionate about it. I'm passionate. And what I'm doing now is going to lead me to my destiny. What about you? Are you currently doing something right now that's going to lead you to your passion? That's a great question. I like when I'm working with CDP Media. My editor, Jack, if you've ever seen any one of my videos, man, this guy loves doing what he does. Oh my God. You can tell it. Sometimes when he's consulting people, man, he gives you so much value in everything you do. He's passionate. It's my opinion, but that's his true purpose. Man, he's good. So the question is, what's your purpose? What's your destiny? What are you really good at that he would almost do it for free. That it will wake you up in the morning without an alarm clock. What are you so passionate about? Find your passion, and it's going to lead you to your destiny. Which brings me to number 3. Our motto is that we take the fear out of finances through education. And the education part is my favorite part because it represents freedom. It represents options. It represents understanding. And if you understand, you're probably going to apply what you understand in your own life. But the first part of what I'm saying is we take the fear out. I want you to think about that for a second. I want you to think about something. Because when we're taking the fear out of something, what is fear? Fear is anxiety. You're worrying about the future. Fear is depression. You're worrying about the past. Fear is when you're in the now and you're not comfortable in your own being and in your own seat. There's an issue. There's a disconnect there. And it's all seated in fear. Now, I normally ask people, like, when I see fear, when I see depression, I want to hear them out. I want to listen. I have a good friend, by the way, by the name of Nate. And Nate has, unfortunately, he's suffered some hard traumas in his life. And when I talk to Nate, I ask him about what did he do to just make it through some of the darkest times in his life. And he tells me about, he tried, this, he tried that. He went on this whole roller coaster, right? He struggled with addiction. He struggled with relationships. And he realized he was just living a life of trauma, a life of fear, right? And that trauma part was reminding him of all the fearful instances that he lived through. So then I asked him, I said, well, how did you break free of all that? And his response just blew me away. He said a lot of prayer. And when he would speak to his therapist or a psychologist, when he would speak to people that was the closest to him, and those people he knew who liked and loved him, and he liked and loved them, when he would open up to him, it was as if, and forgive me, Nate, if I'm quoting this wrong, but it was as if when he was speaking to other people, he was speaking his prayer. And his prayer was seated in what he really wanted to do, what he really loved to do. And right now, I kid you not, right now, he's on his way to his destiny. So what does that say about you? Are you living your passion? Are you on your way there? Okay. Well, many people don't know. So that's why we provide the education that we provide, right? Because we want to take the fear out. And if we get the fear out, then we can assist you in getting you to where you want to go. So how do you eliminate fear? Okay. Well, listen, folks. Is it safe to assume? And I'm listening to you guys to chat in, but check it out. When we're talking about fear, what induces fear? Well, what's inducing your fear? Is it CNN? Is it MSNBC? I don't know. Is it your environment? Okay. And we can use the media example, if you will, right? What invokes fear? It's a bunch of miscommunication or misunderstanding. or misapplications. So if you have a bunch of miscommunication, misunderstandings, i.e. maybe CNN, MSNBC, some of the things you may watch on YouTube, they can be very concerning. My goodness, I have a client, bless her heart, I love her, right? Bless her heart, you know who I'm talking to when I say this, but sometimes she sends me some of the most concerning emails about the state of the world, about the future. And it's very fearful. And the best way that I'm able to get through to her is by educating her. It's by me saying, hey, look, the person that wrote this or the person that created this video, well, they failed to tell you this. Well, maybe they did not consider that. And by doing that, they are literally pushing their fears on the other people through misinformation and miscommunication. What am I saying? What I'm saying is that the best way to get rid of fear is through education. I work with, how do I phrase this? I know someone who battles a lot of anxiety. And when I talk to her, when I feel like, she's gotten it all out, my question to her is, who told you that? She goes, what do you mean? I said, who told you that was not possible? She'll look back at me and say, I don't know. I said, well, did I tell you that? She goes, well, no, you didn't tell me that. Did your friends tell you that? Did so-and-so tell you that? No. Well, who told you that? Listen to the answer. I said, who told you that? She said, well, I guess I did. I guess I told myself that. Watch it now. Watch. So if you're telling yourself something negative or not, let's not use negative, but if you're telling something that's anxiety producing, how much do you know about what you're telling yourself? Many people say, you got to be mindful of the things that you tell yourself. What are you telling yourself? Is it true? How much do you know about what you're telling yourself? Many times, if you don't know, you're invoking fear upon yourself. Right? So that's why we take the fear out of finances through education. Real quick, here's number 4. I believe everybody needs a financial deliverance. Well over 90% of the problems that people have are financially based. So if you need financial deliverance, I have to instruct you and teach you with my level of expertise as well as experience. I have to teach you all the things that I have learned, all the things that I understand, and all the things that I have applied, not only in my own life, but in my client's life. And if it's working, heck yeah, I'm going to share it with you. So the only way you are going to receive your financial deliverance is through instruction. I always ask people, if what you knew to be true turned out not to be true, when would you want to know? Everybody says now. What are they saying? They want to be taught something. They want to be instructed something immediately. If what they're doing is wrong, they want to know, because if you know better, you'll do better. Okay. So once you learn, once you understand, there has to be a plan. Which brings me to number 5. When we're talking about divine strategies, what we're talking about is a premeditated, orchestrated, objective, that often invokes intervention. I'm going to say that again. It's a premeditated, orchestrated plan designed to accomplish a premeditated objective that normally invokes intervention. Man, that felt good. I'm going to say it one more time. A premeditated, orchestrated plan simply designed to accomplish an objective that involves intervention. I slow down as I say that because the premeditated plan, meaning it has a lot of forethought. Hey, after we talk with someone, we go into deep thought about that person's story, who that person is, what's the best way to help, where's the first place to start, what needs to be said, what can be omitted. It's walking on eggshells because we have three main objectives. They're not the only ones, but the main ones. Number one is to leave a legacy, to make sure that you have supplemental health coverage, making sure that anything severely bad, adverse health happens to you, there's some coverage for you. Just at least a bare minimum. And then my favorite, to create a supplementary tax-free income that you're going to receive for the rest of your life. A supplemental tax-free income that you're going to have for the rest of your life. And first, we want to start by replacing your expenses. Get that out of the way. Make sure all your expenses are always paid. Guaranteed income just coming in, replacing those expenses. And then guaranteed income that's eventually replacing all of your income. Right? And if you're doing this real good, especially if you're a business owner, if you're an entrepreneur, you have all of your cost of business and your lifestyle. Those dollars, they're replaced. They're there for you. You build that up to a point where it's always coming to you, nonstop. So how do you do this? That brings us to number 6. I call it LUA. If you ever heard me talk about this, it's LUA. You got to learn, understand, and then apply. You got to learn, understand, and then apply. Learn, understand, and apply. So learning is attributed to knowledge. You're absorbing knowledge. Now be careful where you get your knowledge from. It's amazing when I'm talking to somebody, or when we're, the team is, we're working with clients, and people will talk about some of the things that they learn. And either they learn something that's half truth, call them half truths, or it's just totally incorrect. It just doesn't work that way. And they're trying to figure out why it doesn't work. Well, what you learn is only part of it. It's not the whole picture. Well, what you learn, I can appreciate what you're saying. It's incorrect, right? LUA. So learn, you got to learn it. And learning means that now you have to comprehend it. That's understanding. Do you understand what you're learning? You can learn something, but do you understand it? Right? You can learn letters, but do you understand the words that it makes when it's put together? That's comprehension. Right? But then the last part is the most important part. Many people stop at the comprehension area. Right? We have a lot of people who goes, well, okay, I want to learn more. And when they learn more, okay. Well, how does this work? How does that work? How does this work? How does that work? So they have understanding, but then they stop there. You got to finish. So first you learn, then you understand, but then thirdly, you got to apply, right? You got to apply that pre-orchestrated plan that's designed to accomplish a predetermined objective that's going to invoke intervention. Well, that's the reason why people stop, because if they're going to apply something, intervention is needed. If you're going to apply something, intervention is needed. And many times people want to do it on their own. Studies showed during the pandemic that roughly, these stats are alarming, 87% of people do not have a financial advisor. They do not have anyone advising them on their wealth. It's kind of like they're supposed to just figure it out on their own. Or more importantly, they are using the plans that their parents and their grandparents and their great-grandparents used. Those plans that your parents, your grandparents, and your great-grandparents use are obsolete. Here's an example. I was watching a video on Facebook. You guys on Facebook, hey, how you guys doing? I was watching a video on Facebook, and this kid goes up to his mom, really excited, very passionate about something, and he goes to express to his mom, hey, Mom, I want to be a video game streamer. I want to be a video game streamer. Now, the mom's reaction, and he recorded it in the whole nine, and although it was meant for, I guess, a humorous content, let me just explain to you. The kid goes, Mom, I want to be a video game streamer. And the mom goes, what? That's not a real job. You can't go do that. No, you need a real job. You need to do that. And she just really just started beating it down, just beating him down. And I thought about that. And then I thought about 3 of my clients whose kids are video game streamers that have played, they stream video games, and they've been in video game competitions. And we're talking about 14, 15, 16-year-old kids that are bringing in $200,000. They haven't even graduated high school, and they're making $200K. Right? But his mom is in this video, she's complaining about college, she's complaining about cost of living, whatever. This kid is able to pay his own way through college. What are you talking about, woman? You see, the things of yesterday, many of those principles don't apply today. 200,000 invested at 10% rate of return. Wow. For the rest of his life, yeah, wow. Come on, right? Learn, understand, and apply, right? Well, that's a perfect time right there. When it comes time to apply that, you need some intervention, and your intervention may not be your circle. It may not be your parents. Okay? Parents, it may not be your children. Okay? It may not be your friend at work. It's amazing how many times I'm talking to new clients and they're vetting us out, and I understand. We're super transparent. And when we talk to them, they goes, oh, well, that makes sense. I say, okay, well, this is our process. This is our procedure. This is how we handle things right here. And this is how we would take the next step. Here's a response. Oh, well, my son, my daughter, they're an attorney. My son and my daughter, they work for the government. My son and my daughter, they're an engineer. They're really smart. But are they a financial practitioner? That's kind of the question, right? Here's number 7. Number 7 is everyone. Here's a quick win for everyone. Do you want to reset and renew, or do you just want to remain complacent and just deal with normalcy as it is right now? Right? And have you thought about what your passion is? Or are you still on that road? Are you too afraid to take the next step? That's why we take the fear out of finances through education. Okay, cool. Do you have a good sense that you need a financial deliverance from whatever you're doing right now? Do you need that instruction? Do you need a premeditated plan for yourself? Are you willing to learn, understand, and then apply? Well, if you're going to apply, the first step is you must audit your assets. Audit your assets and liabilities. That's the first step. That's what we call a balance sheet. Then you want to audit your income. That's an income statement. And then you want to audit your cash flow. This is why. This is the most important part. If you don't get anything out of this discussion right now, is this right here. People normally, when we go to talk to them, they have no idea of their expenses. They know roundabout how much things cost, but they don't know where their money is going. They don't. They have no idea. They're just swiping away, swipe, and they don't know where their money is going. And then you say, well, wow. Do you understand what's going on? No, because they never learned the concepts that they needed to be successful. Which brings me to number 8. Folks, when you have that plan and your focus, your enemies will increase. Your haters will increase. Those people who are jealous of you, the number of those people will increase. Pay them no mind. Pay them mind, because you're walking by strategy. You're walking by strategy, so you don't have to pay them any mind. Side note, know your enemy. Know who's your enemy. Just know it. Who doesn't want you to do well? Who's going to talk about you behind your back? Who's going to say good job in front of you and something else behind your back? Know your enemy. Know that when you have a plan and you stick to your plan, there's going to be some haters. Met a young lady about 2 weeks ago. Super proud of her because, she stuck to her New Year's resolution. She's been working out. So far, she's already lost about 22 pounds, I believe it was, 20 pounds. She's down, her waist size is down. She has a lot of energy. She's super excited. She's not diabetic anymore, which is amazing. Super, super excited for her. Very, very happy, very proud of her. But everybody at work is not happy for her. That's what she says. Some of the people who know and love her, they're not happy for her. But she has a plan and she's sticking to it. So it's easier not to pay them any mind. Once you get your plan, let your plan lead you, because you're walking by strategy. These strategies that you will have, that you will learn. The reason why somebody could be jealous of you or could be hating on you or the enemies increases because they don't understand your plan. They don't understand your strategy. They don't know your strategy. They may not have a strategy of their own. So now they don't like you because you got a strategy. But that's not your problem. Right? Pay your enemies no mind. It's okay. Pay them no mind. Brings me to number 9. Call me. Because I want to show you some great things. We want to show you some great things that are hidden. A lot of the things that we share, we're very transparent, and we share them with people on platforms like this. But some of the things we keep hidden. Some of them are, many of them are proprietary secrets that only our clients get. And some of them that we hide intentionally because we learned that many people, and there was a lot of them, they will watch our broadcasts, they would come to our live events and not want to work with us, but then take the strategies that we teach and they'll go try to do them on their own. They'll try to go find somebody else to do this strategy. It's kind of like a watered down version. It reminds me when I was a kid and there was the 3-stripe Adidas And then some people's parents did not have the, money or the wherewithal. So they'll get their kids some shoes with the 3 stripes on them, but they were not Adidas. We used to call them bubble gums. Right? We used to call them bubble gums. And it's a huge difference. It's a watered down version from the source, from the best, right? So call me, because I want to see you succeed. Call me, not out of any form of vanity or anything, but my passion is, how many people can I help live their passion? How many people can I take the fear out of finances for? How many people can I help win? I get excited about that, right? And right now we're on a great winning streak right now. We're on a great winning streak, right? 80 families so far this month. 80 families so far this month. They're winning because of us. There's more to come. We'd love for you to be one. 80 families are winning. But 10. It's because we're educators, right? And we want to teach you to profit. We want to teach you which way to go. We want to teach you stay away from some of the pitfalls. Before I hopped online here, I was working with a client, and this client is going through such a hard time, because when the pandemic hit, his source of income gravely decreased. 3 kids, whole 9, his income gravely decreased. So he found himself out, hustling, if you will, doing this job, just doing whatever he can do to make ends meet. And just by 30-minute conversation with this guy, his eyes were open and he was like, wow, I can't say I understand everything, but I understand enough to know I want to figure out how to apply this in my own daily life. I want to know how to do this so I can teach my 2 boys and my baby girl this. I was talking to 2 pastors yesterday, and they were stating that there was somebody that they had in their heart that they really wanted to help. And that if they can really help the people that they wanted to help and help themselves at the same time, man, that would make them so happy. And I said, oh, yeah, you totally can do it. Look, this is how you do it. This is the strategy. I said, all I need is permission to move forward, and, we can go there. Strategy session started today. So we talked yesterday. Strategy was starting to get implemented today because we provided him a strategy. And in that sense, it was a divine strategy too. That was pretty cool, right? So this is the conversation for now, is that I want you to have a divine strategy. I want to see you win. I want to see you get to the next level and the level after that. And I want to see you reach one and turn back around and pull somebody up. Because these things are not taught in school. You're supposed to just kind of like try to figure it out on your own. And as you're figuring out on your own, you're assisting in making everybody else rich except with yourself. When the hardest thing for people to do is learn how to pay themselves. So that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to teach you how to pay yourself, how to leave a legacy, how to have supplemental health care, and have income that's going to outlive you. So take care of all your needs, all of your expenses, so that you have a paycheck and a playcheck. That's the game plan. All I need you to be willing, just willing, to learn, to understand, and apply. And I think we can do some great things. So if you got questions, call me, email me, go to lasterfinancial.com, reach out to us, meet us here Tuesdays and Thursdays online, and let's have that conversation. It's a lot of work to do. Let's make it happen. I'm James Laster, guys. I love you. Thank you, fam, for being a part. Look forward to working with you guys this week, and got a few things going on next week. So looking for it all. You guys take care.